A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. I'm here with the D to the C to the D-O-double-G-Y, the D-O-double-G. How to fix leaking sunroof in a Porsche 911 996. So you have this sunroof tub here, which is like a guttering or a bathtub that runs all the way around here, down here, and all the water builds up, then drains out and goes down these pipes, and then one here. So normally the pipes crack, don't they?
Yeah, so basically, like you say, it's a frame. It's got 4 tubes coming out of each corner. The water can sit in the frame and it trickles into either of the tubes. And what happens are the tubes themselves are plastic. They get brittle and they can crack and just perish. Or just get blocked with leaves and mud and crap. And you say the car has 4 drains. It has 4 sunroof drains.
Yes.
It also has 4 scuttle drains.
So there can be water ingress from other parts. We'll go on to that in a second. But the first thing we're going to do before we start pulling this apart is Dan's top tip is to get your hands behind all these carpet sections down here. And
do you want to
feel
show that,
wet.
John?
Yeah, this is really important, actually, isn't it? Because this is how you kind of diagnose that there's a roof leak.
Everyone looking at 996 water leaks, when they're looking at car leaks, all do the same thing, and they do the biggest mistake ever, right? They go...
It's got... Yeah,
look at that. It's dry. It's lovely, that, John. It's dry. Bone dry, that. That is fatal error. That's not where the water will be.
It's got a membrane on it as
well. It's got a membrane. It's got about 2 inches of foam.
Yeah. And a plastic membrane. Yeah.
In between the rear carpet, this carpet is separate to this carpet. So the rear bulkhead carpet and the floor carpet are 2 different carpets. If you rub your hand over here, it doesn't feel particularly wet, but just feels a little bit cold.
Yeah.
But if you put your hand in that crack, you see the splits? Lift it right up.
Yeah.
Soaked.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means there's a puddle of water here.
You can get your hand down in there, behind there as well, it's useful.
There's a puddle of water in there, John, and that material is probably holding somewhere in excess of 20 litres of water.
Will it be wet underneath the rear seat there?
No.
No.
Because that's a different, that's this one. If this one's leaking or blocked,
the seat gets
the
wet.
water gets in here.
Right.
You lift the pod, put your hand here.
Yes.
And there'll be a puddle there, and there's holes, and you can put your finger in the holes and feel for water. Yeah. And that feels dry.
So we
that's
think
not this one. So
this one here, and it gets into there and rolls all the way back.
This is the common culprit.
And there's a computer. There's some sort of part of the alarm system under this seat. So if your key fob stops working, the module under here is probably getting wet, and you've done that. So you've done all your checking.
I can put my hand on the top of that module now.
What I want to do, Dan, is just very quickly pour water into these 2, because we want to see the water run down and then come out the bottom of the car.
Yes.
When it does that, that's a good sign that it's not blocked. But doesn't mean there isn't a problem, because you've got a cracked pipe there. It will still go down, and some of it will go down at the pipe, but some of it will get out. But anyway, you want to have a look, because if you pour water in and it doesn't drain and it all comes back and goes over here and then drops down, your pipe's blocked. So you've got to check for blocked pipes first of all. So let's just do this. This is a bit messy, this one. So I've done this before.
Hold the camera?
No, it's all right. I've got it.
Cool.
So we'll go in there, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can see that. Oh.
So you're pouring it into the frame system. So now we want to see it come out this side of the bottom of the car. Yeah, and straight away,
it's going to say,
John, it's coming straight out very quickly.
Okay.
Which tells you that side is probably not blocked.
Well,
because it's coming out very fast.
It's not blocked at the top, but the pipe could still potentially be cracked.
Still be broke.
So now we're going to go here.
But just for the camera's sake of the test, we have done the test on this side carpet,
and it's dry. Well, can you see if that's I think I can hear it. Can you see?
This will come out into the rear arch. Comes out under here.
Do you want a bit more water?
Can't remember where it is. It's a plug under here. Well, the plug here looks like it's missing.
Can't hear it actually going down that side.
So it could be getting trapped in here. It should come out.
Yeah, because I've done this test on my car.
Yeah, it's just starting to leak through. So this is very slow. So there might be a bit of a block here.
Hot water and detergent.
It's just starting to drip through now. Look, John.
Yeah, that's not good.
So the plug is here. So
because if it's blocked here, then it will circulate round to other ones.
Yes, it can move elsewhere.
But maybe as well, if the car's sat at an angle, this has never been used for a long time. So just putting some water down it will help.
It's just starting to come out now.
So what I'll do is I'll put.
So this one runs off the bottom of the frame, comes down here, and then all of a sudden just drops into the tub with the wheel arch tub and comes out into the rear wheel arch, but it's behind the splash guard.
Yes.
So you can't see it very easily.
So what I'm going to do is I'll fill this up with about 2 litres of hot water probably,
Yeah.
like boiling hot water, and a little bit of degreaser like Surfex HD, water-based degreaser, and put that down, and that will just dissolve any grime and stuff that's in there.
Without jacking the car up, you can't get to this one.
No, but yeah, it should just pour out then because I've done that test.
Yes.
Now we do this side. I think that's going. Can you hear that? Yeah.
Yep, so
See
that's
that all
coming straight
down?
out. So again, not extremely blocked, is it?
So that pipe's fine. Let's just do this one.
Well, we say that pipe's fine. It can still have the usual leak.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's got quite far to
going?
go, this one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
comes out much faster.
You can hear it.
So that side's definitely a bit blocked at the
So
back.
test one, we know we've got one gunked up one over there that we're going to try and sort now. It could account for a problem though.
It won't be for that problem over there, John, because the bulkhead won't let the water pass.
It's unlikely, isn't it, that your car, unless the car been parked like that all
Yes.
the time, then or
Right.
an angle that way, then
This
it could
one is
come
already
over.
causing a problem, John. Look, inside the car,
It's wet.
it's wet. It's dripping down off
So
the
we got
headlining
you got
onto
mate,
the rear seat.
that. Well, there we go. So we found a split pipe.
And the same there, that side as well. I think you probably put a bit too much. Look, we're wet under the carpet here.
Oh, it never came over this.
John, we're wet here under the carpet.
So we've got a
This
problem
one's got
there,
a problem
mate.
at the back.
Yeah, yeah. So wet here. We didn't do our own check.
No.
So we've probably got 2 knackered ones. So we
we've
know at this point we know that we have to drop that tray out and have a look at all of the pipes that are going up and down. Pull them out and have a look at them because they're all going to be probably perished. If those 2 are perished, or even if one is perished, the others are knocking on perishing door. Bob Dylan.
Yeah. I mean,
Knocking on
we
perished
did
door.
put more
Don't
water
mind.
in there than you would
You don't
get
get it.
from rain. We did put more water in there than you'd get from rain. You pulled.
Oh
quite a
yeah,
bit in
yeah,
there.
but
And it's quite a lot all of a sudden.
but you still should just all drain away.
To a degree, but I think you could have over flooded it a little bit. You
Maybe.
did go a bit mad.
But it wasn't draining well from this pipe. No, Dan, it's overflowed because it can't drain. We poured into that one and straight away it's just...
Yeah,
we
but
poured
have
into
you
that
seen,
one and nothing.
If you see the sunroof frame, the channel is quite small. It's not like a big
Yeah, but
collection.
it wasn't draining away there. So all that water we put in isn't draining until the point it's overflowing out the bucket somewhere and then all
But it
pissing
did
down.
go down the pipes. So the pipes, we did this side we didn't so much,
maybe.
but that side
The
we
big
did.
problem you've got is you can't access these
No.
things because it's about
Not
here.
without pulling the whole
It's
headline
underneath.
off.
That
It's
one
really
you could
difficult.
almost get like to the point if you've got like a
just about
pipe
see
cleaner
it.
or something, you might be
Yeah.
able to get to it. Right, so we know what we're doing. Hopefully this was helpful. We're going to move on to the next stage now, which is seats out. Dan's already gone in here and hoovered the hell out of this to make
You
sure.
can put some water through them if you want, just to make sure.
To make sure, well, we can see the drain points here to make sure there's 1, 2 there, I think, 2 in there to make sure they're good because you can get blockages in there and then it'll all leak in behind the bulkhead and all that sort of stuff. So see that one in there? It's underneath. You won't be able to see it, but it's down there, black little sort of circular thing. One there, and same on the other side. You'll see them. Make sure they're clear. Okay, onto the seats out. The other thing is every time we take a bit of the car out, that's what I was going to say. I've got to vacuum it and clean it because it just does my head in otherwise. And Dad's like, "What are you doing? What are you vacuuming it for? We're taking it to bits because it's dirty." I can't help it. It's just like see all this dirt and grime. I've got to vacuum it up, so we're just cleaning as we go. It's just my thing. How wet is it in there, Dan? Oh my God.
That wet, John. So this is the problem with these cars. They're actually, people talk about these cars not being well made. Look at the insulation. Look how thick it is. Now, once you get water leaks, imagine how much water that can hold. I mean, it's literage. And of course, it'll stay wet forever until you go to this extreme of stripping it out.
Yeah. So then we're getting all the big bits out in the rear quarter
Yeah,
sections
soon
and
we'll have it
everything.
all stripped out.
Everything's coming out, guys. Everything must go. Hey guys, I'm inside the car. Just have to be careful where I'm sitting because everything's exposed in here. So first of all, we think this side of the car is blocked here, so it doesn't go down that pipe all that well, and it all leaks over and then runs on the outside of the pipe and down here, and it all gets wet, and it's all wet in here. And here's the engine management in here. So this has all got wet, and it all runs down here, and all the seats have got wet, but it's stayed here. This side, the pipe we think was pulled out. You see the drain pipe, so all the water literally was coming down here. A lot more water in this side, okay? So two different problems, one to unblock, one to reconnect the pipe. What's caused it? Well, we think someone's been in here, because look at this, there's a tracker system. That's a tracker, so someone would have had to install all of this in the car. So this has all been out to install that. So that would be a good shout, that this of what's happened here, isn't it? Because that's obviously been disturbed. So when this was all ripped out to put that in, it just disturbed all this stuff. But it's probably, I mean, it's fair to say this is all over engineered really, with all these pipes and the way they fit all together and how easy it is to disturb them, how common it is to have a problem with sunroofs on these cars, and how difficult it is to fit them. The best thing you can do, because we're going to try and fix this and test it all, the best thing you can do, cut this roof off, put a solid roof on, and never do any work with this clown, because he's making a mess in my garage. Look at this. Look at this.
It's a workshop, John.
Workshop, it is. I'm enjoying it. I love this stuff. Okay, we're getting there.
Okay, cool. Another sign people have been in here. Obviously, this is a speaker for the rear parking sensors. So somebody aftermarket sensors. And when they've been in here to do the trackers, look, these ECU brackets are not put in properly. There's a missing rubber clip that's in there, and that can cause. They give you rattles in the car.
I've got that on mine.
And it's because they've been out and they've not been refitted properly.
So the moral of this story is, if anyone goes into your car, you're better off not just not letting people touch any of this stuff.
Yeah, you just got to. They're not Porsche people, are they? Not enthusiasts. They're just stereo people or whatever.
Okay, so we think, guys, that the actual front drains on both these cars are pretty good. It's all dry around here and all dry around here. We think the water, as we said, is coming all the way down here from not being connected, from that being disturbed and getting all this section here wet as well. And we think it's blocked here from what we can see, so we're going to unblock it. So depending on how the car's parked and the angle of it, sometimes it will come in this way, sometimes it won't drain from the block side and come down this way. The interesting thing, Dan, is Alex paid a garage 400 quid to diagnose the wet interior, and they apparently cleaned the drains out of these four. Allegedly, yeah, and cleared the bungs at the front that we talked about, which we don't think are the problem. So the problem was, I think, like we said, this being disturbed and this being disturbed. And we've stripped this out in about an hour and a half. We'd have it back in about an hour and a half. And we think if we reconnect that there and clear that one again properly so that it is all running through and there's no build up and it's not all coming down here, we'll take this lining off. We think we're there, home and dry, literally. So you can't, we're not even mechanics. He's not even a mechanic. I'm not even a mechanic. But I think if you're going to try and fix these things, you've got to go back to source. And I think
that's what it is, yeah.
The garage that he's paid to fix this has made one fatal mistake, and that is thinking that the leak was at the front when we are convinced the leak is at the back. We can seal the chalky water. We can fit, the water's coming in through the back. That's the thing that's actually unusual, because my red car, I think it's the front. So we're just going to do some more tests. We're going to take all this out, peel back the back of the headlining, do some water pouring tests, and we'll bring you back in on that.
Is it on, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the back of the sunroof, and that is where it goes into your pipe. Pipe runs down there and into that drain thing. We already know on the other side that this pipe at the end there is not connected properly, but on this side we have a blockage here, because see this water here on the headlining from John's amazing test that he did and soaking that lovely Alcantara headlining. So we now need to see why the water's getting stuck here, which will be this blocked or a blockage in the frame here. So that's our next point of call. Remove this tube, clear it through, make sure it's clear, put it back on, let John do his thing with water, and we'll find out.
Right guys, we're just testing it. Got this connected to the hearers. This isn't blocked, right? This wouldn't be blocked.
Well, stop. It's all coming straight in the car, so it's leaking from the end of it. It's all going everywhere.
Where's it leaking from?
It's coming out the end of that pipe. There's another problem with the pipe somewhere else.
Where? Get that on camera. This is critical things. Don't worry about getting wet.
Right,
critical.
the water, although that pipe is in the hole,
It's all coming out from down there.
it's still coming out from the bottom.
You think it might be blocked at the bottom?
I don't
Pull
know.
it out, Dan.
I'm going to take the whole pipe out.
Yeah, hold on.
I need 2 hands.
Go on. Oh, you got 2 hands.
Yeah, but I ain't got 2 hands if I've got a camera.
Oh, you still got 2
But now
hands.
just, all the water's just come straight in the car. Oh no, it pulled out again.
Is that
Right,
right?
it pulled
Right,
out
let's
the
just
hole.
check this pipe. Let's just check. Okay, guys, so we're inside the car. We think we've cleared this now. So what I actually think happened is this might have been blocked up slightly. An old bacon roll down there was putting in too much water. So we were
John?
getting some overflow out over here as well. But there was definitely a problem here. But we've just cleared all this up and reconnected. So go on then, bacon roll.
John thinks that you need 62 million gallons of water for a rain test.
Get on with it.
Right, this is how much water would come through if it was raining or you were washing your car.
It's going to pour. You hearing much? Oh,
Yep,
we're
it's all
getting-
on the floor.
Okay.
So no
So the
leaks,
important
John.
thing there that I've stressed to Dan is to get that flow right. Because if you put, literally, he's like got a fireman's hose pointing at the car going.
Right, so earlier, during the test,
Dan, just do that again,
right,
actually.
I'm going to do it again at my flow rate.
Yeah, because behind that black
That's my
pipe.
flow rate.
Yeah.
John, did you get that on camera?
I didn't get that on camera, but you can see we're connected this bung.
And it's working, I can hear it dripping on the floor.
Yeah, but we want to make sure it's not getting wet down in here. So just keep going with it slowly, Dan. That's and I just want to get my hand in there. So I don't know if you can see where it goes. You can't see, but basically I just want to get my hand in there.
So
Keep going, Dan. Keep going. I can
I
really
am.
feel it. That's bone dry at the moment. So keep going. Keep going. Yeah, that's bone dry, that seal. Okay, guys, I think we might have this fixed now. So front we think is bone dry, no water coming in at the front. Under there is all fine, dry. That one we think had a blockage there, which meant sometimes you were getting water build up coming over the top of the tray and a bit of water this side, possibly some water there as well at the drain point. Might have just been slightly gunked up. So that's all flowing through now. And this side, the hose, as we mentioned, wasn't plugged into the drain point. It's been pulled out. So all of the water was just filling up in the metal, and some of it would drain through the hole, some of it would come down here, and this was getting soaked. The only thing I think that we're unsure about is when you put water back in here now, like when you test this, so if we take some water, you can still, so say, just say, we only want to put a little bit in and we want to be that side of the thread. So you see that there? It's just going in underneath. Okay, so that's probably enough. So that's obviously working and all coming out. But we don't know if it's just there's too much water coming in, but you still, on that side, and possibly this side, get a tiny bit of weeping. But we're not sure if that's just because it comes over the top of the tray. Because it's only designed, normally this will obviously be closed, and you'll get tiny trace elements of water going through the seal here. And this seal generally seems to be good. So we think we've got it fixed. And the fact that we've actually found evidence that we know it's the back that's leaking, we know that side was blocked, and we know that side was unblocked. That wasn't connected. So now that's connected, that's unblocked. In essence, we should fix it, but I still don't trust these sunroofs. So they're, you're not mic'd up then. But yes, so that's where we are. We're going to go back to Dan's and check. He's got a sunroof that's out of the car that we can just examine to have a look at how it all works. But it's essentially like a guttering tray system that goes all the way around and then drain points there. So we're going to have a look and I'll show you that thing because it's going to be useful. Okay, so we finished. We're just doing a final check for water leaks. Dan, we've been doing this for a few minutes. Dan's inside. Dan, is it leaking?
No, it's all nice and dry in here.
Dan.
It's
Dan.
good.
Dan.
No water ingress in here.
Dan. That's the part he doesn't understand, the partridge. Okay, so we think we're good. Like, there's loads of water sitting in the seals, which eventually has to find its way down and through. But if we're not seeing any water dripping down and leaking in there or over here, then we should be fixed. So yeah, we've got everything dry as well now to go back into the car, so we're making progress.
It's
So that's
all
how
good.
you diagnose and fix leaks. Hopefully he's not talking in there, or our audios will be over the top and I'll kill him. So that's how you fix and diagnose problems with a leaky sunroof on a Porsche 996, and you could probably apply that to other Porsches. General rule, if you're going to buy a Porsche 996, try and avoid those sunroofs. They are problematic. I've got the same problem on mine. I've got to go through this process. Over and out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Doug.